Hello fellow Wolverines, my name is Alana Richardson and I am here with
Zach Warshaw.
In this week's episode, we're going to cover Michigan football's unfortunate loss to Washington, discuss field hockey's rivalry win over Ohio State, plus ice hockey and volleyball.
On Saturday, Michigan football took their first road trip of the season to Seattle in a rematch of last season's national championship game. The first quarter started with a bang as Washington cut open the Wolverine defense on its opening two plays, getting to the Michigan 29-yard line. However, the defense would hold, and with a Grady Gross missed field goal, the score was still 0-0. However, the offense was unable to muster any pressure back the other way, as the first three drives gained a total of 47 yards, with quarterback Alex Orji going 3 for 7 for 15 yards. Near the end of the first quarter, Huskies quarterback Will Rogers would hit Denzel Boston for a 3-yard touchdown to make it 7-0.
Washington's first drive of the second quarter would see them march the length of the field in 6 plays as the offense began to get creative. Rogers took the snap and threw the ball to backup quarterback Damon Williams Jr. out in the flat, who then threw a reverse pass across the field to wide receiver Cameron Davis, culminating in a 37-yard gain. The drive would end on a Rogers touchdown pass to former Wolverines Giles Jackson to make the score 14-0. Then, in a surprise decision by Wolverine head coach Sharon Moore, 7th-year senior Jack Tuttle came on the field to replace Orji at quarterback. Initially, it looked like the move worked, as Tuttle led the offense in 2 straight scoring drives, the first culminating in a 39-yard touchdown run by Donovan Edwards, and the second ending in a 45-yard field goal by Dominic Zavada, who's now 8 for 8 on the year. Washington would take on time getting down the field, but a blocked field goal attempt would see the teams head into the locker rooms with the score at 14-10 Washington.
To start the third quarter, Jack Tuttle would lead the offense right down the field on a 12-play drive that featured a 22-yard completion on 3rd and long to junior wide receiver Amarion Walker. The Wolverines would go up 17-14 on a Tuttle 8-yard pass to tight end Colston Loveland. Washington would punt on their ensuing drive. However, offensive problems would plague Michigan's offense the rest of the way, gaining only 39 yards on their final 5 drives. Washington would take the ball after a 3-and-out and drive down the field to the Wolverines' 11. Grady Gross would make the field goal this time, tying the game at 17 a minute into the first quarter.
After yet another 3-and-out, Washington would again drive into Michigan territory before Will Rogers threw his first interception of the season. Linebacker Ernest Hausman would track Rogers' eyes and make an acrobatic, leaping interception. On the ensuing possession, Washington would generate a turnover of their own as defensive edge Boyd Tanufi would force a fumble on a Jack Tuttle scramble, which was recovered by lineman Logan Sakapulu. The Huskies would take advantage of the good field position with running back Jonah Coleman diving over the pile to put them up 24-17. A Jack Tuttle interception would result in a second Grady Gross field goal, and as the clock hit 0, the score was 27-17 Washington. The loss was the Wolverines' first in the Big Ten since they traveled to Michigan State in 2021. Moving
to the Phyllis Ocker Field, our number 6th-ranked Michigan Wolverines took on rivals number 4-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes this past Sunday in a match for the ages. Michigan outshot Ohio State 10-8 and outcornered them 7-6. After no scores in the first half, Cami Wiseman scored the game-winning goal at the 37-minute 12-second mark, earning her 2nd collegiate goal. Another shout-out-worthy player was Michigan's goalkeeper, Hala Silverstein. She earned the team a shutout game, saving 4 shots on goal. Despite Michigan being issued a 5-minute yellow card, the team largely maintained a possession late in the game to kill off a 2-player advantage and close out the victory 1-0. The Wolverines will stay at home for the next pair of games against Rutgers and Ball State this weekend.
This weekend, the Michigan ice hockey team began their highly anticipated season with 2 home games against Minnesota State. Coming off of a Frozen Four appearance last season, Michigan was ranked 4th best in the country in the preseason poll. However, they did not play like it on Friday night. Minnesota State, ranked 27th in the preseason polls, was even with Michigan for the first period, keeping the score 0-0. The tie was broken on a power play only 30 seconds into the second period when Michigan sophomore William Whitelaw scored his first goal on a one-timer for the Wolverines. Whitelaw transferred here after his freshman season at Wisconsin and was drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets in 2023. After Whitelaw's goal, things started to fall apart. Minnesota State was able to capitalize on turnovers and score the next 4 straight goals. Sophomore Garrett Shifsky netted a goal in the third period, but the effort ended up being too little, too late, as the Wolverines fell their season opener 5-2.
Despite the tough loss in the opener, Michigan was able to bounce back in their second game against Minnesota State. Michigan got off to a strong start as junior Jackson Hallam scored a backhanded goal less than 2 minutes into the contest. They doubled their lead later in the period when freshman Michael Hage scored the first goal of his collegiate career. After a scoreless second period, Minnesota State was able to net a goal to pull within 1 towards the beginning of the third. With under 2 minutes to go, Minnesota State pulled their goalie to try and tie it up. However, Michigan struck with 2 empty net goals to secure the win 4-1. This much-needed bounce-back win earned the Wolverines a number 10 rank in the country. Over this weekend, the true standout was clearly Montreal prospect, freshman Michael Hage. He earned 2 assists on the team's 2 goals on Friday, and had an assist on top of his goal on Saturday. The Wolverines continue their out-of-conference campaign this weekend with 2 road games against number 26 Arizona State.
Sliding over to the sunny shores of Los Angeles, California, for volleyball, our Wolverines faced number 21 ranked USC and UCLA for some good old Big Ten play. The first match against USC was sure to be difficult, but the Wolverines won the first 2 sets with ease. Valentina Valle led the team with 22 kills, and Allison Jacobs followed with 19 of her own. Valle opened the 4th set with a kill and helped the Wolverines take an early 6-2 lead, with aspirations to finally close out the match.
The set ended up going back and forth on points, with kills from both teams in addition to plenty of service errors. Michigan lost the 3rd and 4th sets 23-25 each, forcing a 5th set tiebreaker, first to 15 points. The Trojans and Wolverines split the first 10 points 5 apiece before a 6-point run from the Maize and Blue made it 11-5. After a Trojan timeout, they brought a 6-point run of their own to make it 11-11, and Michigan couldn't hold up. They ended up losing the 5th set 12-15.
After the difficult loss to USC, Michigan then played UCLA in a thriller game on Saturday night. Jacobs led with 19 kills, Burke had 52 assists, making it her 3rd straight game with over 50 assists, and Valle tied her career record with 6 aces in a game. The Wolverines brought the first set to a tie at 24-24 until we took it with 2 points to win. The second and third sets were shaky, but with the Bruins leading from the start to finish off the second set to win 19-25 and barely winning the third set 23-25.
The 4th set was a battle from the beginning, seeing 8 tie scores and no lead greater than 3 points until Michigan went on a 5-1 run. Michigan took 5 out of the final 7 points to win the 4th set 25-19. You know what that means, another 5th set tiebreaker. Michigan opened the set in the lead, but the Bruins fought back to within 1 at 8-7 and 10-9. Yet both times, a kill from Niambio kept Michigan ahead. UCLA took a timeout and managed to fight off 2 match points, but a kill from none other than Allison Jacobs sealed the 5th set 15-13, winning the match. The Wolverines are now 13-2 this season and play Illinois at home on Friday the 11th before traveling to Columbus to face Ohio State on the 13th. Good luck, Wolverines. Okay, elephant in the room. I made a pretty bold prediction last week. I'm expecting us to absolutely wipe the floor with them. I think it'll be an easy victory. We might have some trouble, but I mean, still, it's Washington. UW doesn't really pose a threat. But yeah, that game definitely didn't go as I thought we would, as we stood no chance to Washington's offense.
It was heartbreaking, to say the least, I think, especially after the national championship game last week. I think we all wanted quite a different result, but, you know, it happens, and the only thing we can do is just grow from here, despite your prediction.
Yeah, I might just cool it on the predictions. But anyway, I also want to talk about the electric home opener of men's hockey. That was so much fun. I was actually on the call for that one, and we have so much talent. Even after losing so many players to the NHL, we still have almost 3 full lines of already drafted prospects, and it looks like we're going to be an absolute threat in Big Ten hockey play.
I think every year when you lose players, it kind of gets a little worrisome. You worry how the team's going to look, how it's going to be played, all that kind of stuff. But I think every year they always come back and they always show us that they are young and are going to be successful, and it's exciting. I think it's, especially it was our home opener and the season opener, I think it's exciting to really see what's in store for these guys, and they're young, but like you said, there's so much talent and they're ready to take the ice by storm, take Yost by storm. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Especially with your guys' success. Both hockey teams are so fun to watch. We definitely got it good here.
Yes, we do.
Well, thank you for watching this week's edition of WOLV SportsCenter. I'm Zach Warshaw.
I'm Alana Richardson. Who's got it better than us?
Nobody.